Welcome to Agents of S.C.R.E.E.N, the first and only place to come to for movie reviews live at the cinema. Today we have an exclusive interview for you.
Following on from our review from Ready Player One, which I hope you've watched, we have one of the stars from the movie, RALPH INESON.
Ralph kindly sat down and had a drink with us and spoke about his roles in Guardians of the Galaxy, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, The Witch, and also mentioned Pamela Anderson, Bit Spray, and Donald Trump.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Let's roll the footage.
Hi Ralph, how you doing? Thank you for joining us, so much for joining us. Thank you for your time.
Cheers, mate. Very welcome.
Yeah, we recently saw Ready Player One a couple of days ago and we really enjoyed the movie. I know the filming experience and the consumer experience can be very different. What was your thoughts when you finally saw the movie?
It's strange because I didn't quite understand what the concept of the Oasis was going to be like, how it was going to be translated onto film when we were making it. I kind of imagined it a bit more basic in a sense, not as vast and interesting a world. So that was a joy to see that in motion, because I didn't do a lot of my stuff in the motion capture. I had a couple of little bits, but most of my stuff was in the real world. So it's great to see it, and just a real buzz to see that work on screen finally.
I don't know, I saw your character had a mullet in the film. Did you have any, was that your decision?
No, it wasn't. It was a makeup artist, but I went with it massively. I thought it was great. Yeah, as soon as you put the piece on, and yeah, unfortunately I didn't grow it, I didn't have time to. So yeah, as soon as you put it on, I was like, yeah, that's got to be the guy.
It fit the theme because it was like throwback to the 80s, nostalgia, the 90s, so it kind of fit.
I was a teenager in the 80s, so I remember having a real mullet and all that. So yeah, it was quite scary looking at an old face with your teenage haircut.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So obviously your character was Rick. I like the evil stuff.
Evil.
Wayne. What would you call it?
He's just a dickhead, isn't he? Yeah. So he's just he's an arsehole really. He's living with Wade's and freeloading off her for free rent. He's drinking beer, he's just hanging out and doing nothing really, and he mods himself up within the Oasis, but buys all these power-ups using the money that they're saving for their house, and loses it all. You know, which is
Just touching on what you said, you do have this knack, it seems, for playing these roles of characters that are very kind of, dickheadish and very bad, but in a good way. They seem to enjoy being the bad guy. It's, so is that something that you tend to?
Yeah, I always kind of have. It's not so much by choice, the kind of choices made for you. Obviously you have choice between jobs, so I could guide and only decide to play good guy parts or whatever, but I think you can't really make your choices on those things. You make the choices on, I always try to make my choices on the quality of the script and the quality of the production rather than the part I'm playing in it. Very occasionally you get a part and you go, oh my God, I've got to play that part, no matter what, but I prefer to make choices being on a level of, is that something I'd want to go see? Do I believe in that script? Do I believe in the director I'm working with? It's kind of more important than am I a good guy or a bad guy. But any character in a sense you've got to approach in a 360-degree way. You've got to really get into them, whether they're good guys or bad guys. Even bad guys have hearts.
In Ready Player One, there was a scene where the protagonists, they went back to Halliday's favourite film, which was The Shining.
Yeah.
If you had a chance to go back into any film, what film would you choose?
That's a great question. Annoyingly, because it would have been The Shining. It's pretty much my favourite film. Yeah, I love it. I love that film. I love Kubrick's work. And yeah, The Shining is right up there.
If I could make it easier for you, maybe a Steven Spielberg film, because I know you're a huge fan of Steven Spielberg.
I'm fascinated in man's inhumanity to man, in a sense. So my favourite Spielberg film is Schindler's List. So it sounds a bit dark to say I'd want to go back into that, but in a way I would, because you've got to, it still confuses people, now, is how so many people could be complicit in that Holocaust. So yeah, I think I'd have to go back there and be brave.
That was a very unexpected answer, but
well, yeah.
In regards to your CV, you've got a very impressive CV. You've been in a lot of major movies. Would you say, we've got a few questions related to some of the roles you've played in different films in your career. for instance, in Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
you're part of a crew of Ravagers, like a space pirates and thieves, who's led by Yondu, who has an arrow that he controls by whistling. I just wanted to know, if you could control that arrow, what would you kind of do? What would be kind of the first thing that you would use it for?
Obvious answer, but you put it straight through Donald Trump's head, wouldn't you, really?
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
I would have taken off his wing.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But if you're gonna kill one person on Earth at the moment, it's probably going to be him, isn't it?
In Harry Potter, you played a character called Amicus Carroll. I have a Harry Potter related question for you. If I had 2 potions for you, the first one you could play any role, past, future or present, or you could get Leeds United back into the Premier League. Which potion would you take? It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Well, it is, because I'm thinking, well, if I choose rightly on the part, it can last me the rest of my life. I can get into a franchise and I can be the lead actor in a franchise for the rest of my life. Everything's good. But it'd have to be Leeds, getting up into the Premiership, I'm afraid. It's been so long. It feels like it's been so long.
What's the last time you Leeds have been in the Premiership?
2004 we got relegated, yeah, so it's been a while. But we go on in hope. I'll be there tomorrow night at Craven Cottage watching them play Fulham. It's a hard life.
Just going back on what you mentioned about the Shining being a favourite horror movie. I'm a big horror fan. Obviously, you played William in The Witch, which was a great film. I don't know about you, but for me personally now, I can't look at ghosts the same way anymore. I see them because of that film.
You just watched the film, man. I had to wrestle the fucker. Seriously.
But I just wanted to know, have you had any kind of supernatural or otherworldly experience outside of the film that you could maybe explain? Or
not since the film necessarily, although it's when we went out to LA and New York to promote it when it first came out, there was me, Anya Taylor-Joy and Kate Dickey. We were all staying in this Airbnb on Venice Beach, just hanging out. It was a great time. We'd gone for a few meetings, doing interviews and stuff. And all these weird coincidences were always kind of going on, and it was all a bit spooky. So it always did feel a bit like that, but I think Kate and Anya are quite superstitious people, so they can see the supernatural in anything. But did make me think, because my mum is sat through there, she's down staying with me for Easter. And when I was a kid, we used to live in this house, which was near Castle Howard, which is a stately home up in Yorkshire. And the house that we stayed in had all sorts of rumours about it, that terrible things had happened and all this kind of stuff. And my mum said, swears blind, that she would often come up when I was a toddler and she'd find me in my bedroom talking to people. And I'd tell her that it was these 2 people. And I remember them, and I thought they were just my parents' friends. It was a young couple. I thought they were friends of my parents. And I had no idea that they didn't exist.
That's the idea for a script right there. That's a script right there.
No, my mum will swear blind that she used to sit there, listen to her talk to them in a way that, a toddler couldn't improvise that well, And she'd say, who you talking to? I'd go, well, I don't know, I can't remember their names now annoyingly, but it was a young couple who I liked and they were really nice.
Right, so obviously you played Dagmar on Game of Thrones. Big Game of Thrones fan.
We all are.
Massive fan.
Great show.
It was, I remember audibly kind of cheering in the screen when you whacked Theo on the back of his head after your speech. It was a bit of a surprise, but it was kind of felt like it was something that needed to be done. So
nice moment.
Yeah, I was glad for that. If you were on the Iron Throne, to say, in terms of Great Britain, what would be one of the first things that you would change?
I would make teachers more respected in society. I think that I was a teacher for about a year and a half before I started acting after I left university, and I had an easy time with it. But I think a lot of the problems we have in society is that we don't value teachers enough.
Very underrated profession.
You know what I mean? They're not seen as the same as doctors and lawyers, and they're seen as somehow a lower profession in a way. We don't pay them enough. And it means that the teachers that we get are what we deserve. So like footballers, you know, you know, if you've got a choice of, if you're an intelligent university graduate, you've got a choice of one career or another. If one pays twice as much, you're going to take that. And so you're going to lose all the talent, all the really intelligent people in the society to better paid jobs. We need good teachers. Any society is based on teaching its young well. So I value teachers more. So, well, I think the problem we have when we've got a government, a conservative government like we have at the moment, is that they don't really give a fuck because their kids got a private school anyway. So state education is not a priority for them. So, yeah, and it's never going to be up there as a priority. And also they're underfunding every area of social care, anything that, caring professions.
We do have a confession to make. We have taken a slight deep dive into your Instagram. So we selected a couple photos, and we just want to hear some backstory about some of the photos. Yeah. So I'll show you a few of them.
All right.
The first one is this one.
Aha, yes. That is a commercial from, I think, 1993 for Pizza Hut. There used to be a campaign they had that was Hit the Hut. Didn't do anything.
Oh yeah, I saw you did a move in the commercial, yeah.
Yeah. And that one was a Star Trek spoof, obviously, with me as Spock and Jimmy Nesbitt for Norbit and all those kind of things as Captain Kirk. Yeah, so,
I didn't spot him in that actually. I need to watch that.
He made me promise I'd never tell anybody about it, never speak of it again. So yeah, but I'll put it up on Instagram. I always take the piss out of him with it. Yeah,
the second one is this photo here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this was at the Monte Carlo TV Festival last year, and this was a show called Absentia, which is on Amazon that I'm in.
Okay.
Was the opening kind of show of the TV festival, and I was doing interviews out the front, and Pamela Anderson was supposed to be sat, and she was sat there with all that, but by the time I got back to my seat, she'd gone.
Oh no! Oh no!
So that's as close as I got to the Pamela Anderson experience, was having my name on the seat next to her. My wife was in the seat on the other side as well, so I kept back and I was kind of like, where's Pammy? And she was like, she's gone.
She's happy about that. Just two more pictures. The third one is this one here.
All right, yeah. Good friend of mine works for ITV Boxing, and he's a great boxing journalist called Niall Hickman. And because Chris Eubank Jr. was fighting the next night at Wembley Arena, they did the Mayweather McGregor press conference in the same venue because it was already set up the night before. So he got me the whole backstage to that. I managed to grab Connor for a selfie with my son and all of that. Yeah.
So was it enjoyable?
Well, I don't know. It was such a hype train. It was interesting to watch that. But I'm a big boxing fan. I like MMA, but I'm more of a boxing fan. So the whole thing to me just seemed a bit of a circus. When there's a lot of good fights out there in both disciplines, I don't see why you have to have that circus and mixing the two. You know.
And the last picture we have is this one.
I have two dogs, as you've seen through that.
I saw them.
Yeah, he's a big boy. But so I was just in the pet store, the Pets at Home, whatever. Other pet stores are available. And yeah, I just picked it up. I thought it was funny.
It is funny.
Yeah, so,
I was about to ask you where did you get it from instead of pet store, because there's definitely some that I need to get rid of myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, not that is actually, it's for the bitch to get rid of unwanted male attention.
Oh, I see.
So when the bitch is in season, you spray that over her ass.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they run away.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's the full picture. Thanks for that.
I've got no idea what's on my Instagram, but that wasn't too bad. So yeah, fair enough.
If you can let us know anything you've got going on at the moment in your life and where we can see you next week.
Well, I've got the Hurricane Heist. Ready Player One is out in cinemas at the moment. Ready Player One's released on Friday, the 6th of April. Hurricane Heist is released on the 6th of April, and this summer I'm in a Coen Brothers Western for Netflix that's coming out.
What's that called, sorry?
It's called The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. And it's an anthology series for Netflix, all set in the Old West, which would be cool. And I'm working with Tony Stark himself at the moment.
Really?
I'm doing a film called The Voyage of Dr. Dolittle. where Robert Downey Jr. is playing, which is great. So I've been working with him recently.
Is that like an animated or voice?
No, it's all I'm real world. Yeah, obviously there are a lot of voices in it. There's like Ray Fiennes, Emma Thompson, John Cena. Yeah, Selena Gomez, all sorts of crazy names are voicing some of the animals. But yeah, I'm live action. Is it?
But yeah, thank you for joining us, Ralph. Thank you for your time again.
Thank you.
Ready Player One is in cinemas right now. Go check that out and make sure you check our review out for the same movie. Thank you for joining us again. Goodbye.
RALPH INESON.
Can you do that again, please?
Yeah, I know.
No, I was looking up there for some reason. Sorry.